NuPhy are now one of the go-to brands when it comes to low-profile mechanical keyboards, and to be honest, I've never had one up until now. Recently they brought out an updated version of their popular Air 96 keyboard, and I thought it'd be a good time to try this out. So a little while back I pre-ordered it and it's now finally arrived. Now normally when I do a video about keyboards I like to draw a comparison between two of them, so in this video I figured I would compare the latest version of the Air 96 to the original version of NuPhy's Air 96. The NuPhy Air 96 version 2 is essentially a full-size keyboard with a 96% layout. You still have the number pad and all the function keys that you'd get with a typical keyboard, it just looks minimalistic. The keyboard itself is available in 3 different colours: Ionic White, Basalt Black and Lunar Grey, and it's the black version that I have here. Now that's one of the first differences between the newer version and the older version. The version 2 has 3 colour options, whereas the first version only had 2 colour options. In this Basalt Black version, it's the latest one that's been added to the lineup. And now out of the 3 options available, this is definitely my favourite. And it also conveniently goes well with my desk setup. Unlike the original, the new version uses double shot PBT keycaps compared with the previous die sublimated keycaps used on version 1. Both versions come with keycaps that don't have any shine through, but you can purchase shine through keycaps from NuPhy's website, and that allows you to swap them out if you prefer. NuPhy have also updated the version 2 to include pour and plate foam and switch foam, which helps to improve the typing experience and leads to the keys having a crisper sound. The spacebar has also been improved so that it no longer sounds different to the rest of the keyboard when you're typing on it. They've done this by adding silicone around the spacebar to dampen its sound, ensuring that when it's typed it's in keeping with the rest of the keyboard. In terms of the overall look of the keyboard, the 2 versions are very similar. One slight difference is the newer version has had the space between the keys removed, which is only really noticeable if you compare it directly with the first version. Both keyboards do come with the same height adjustable air feet, which are foldable and you can adjust the height accordingly. The dimensions of both keyboards are identical. Both have a length of 373.4mm, a depth of 132.5mm, and a lowest height of 13.5mm. In terms of the weight of the 2 keyboards, the original Air 96 weighs 663 grams, and the new version weighs exactly the same at 663 grams. And this is about standard for these type of low profile keyboards. They're not too different in weight compared to other popular brands. The latest Air 96 continues to have the ability to connect up to 3 devices, and this can be done through 5.1 Bluetooth or through using the wireless dongle that comes in the box. The version 2 has 2 dongles, a USB Type A option and a USB Type C option. The newest version also has an improved polling rate, and if you want to hear me discuss what polling rate is, then you can click on one of my previous videos where I discuss polling rate in quite a lot of detail in the context of the Keychron M6 mouse, and I'll link that up here. Basically, version 2 of the Air 96 now has a polling rate of 1000 Hz compared with the original Air 96, which had a polling rate of about 500 Hz. Both keyboards are also able to be connected to the device through plugging it in directly using a USB Type C cable. Now, according to NuPhy's website, both versions of the keyboard have a 4000 mAh battery. However, some reviewers have stated that the version 2 gets a substantial battery boost, with it being usable for between 35 hours to 120 hours whilst using it with the RGB lighting. And if the lighting is turned off, apparently the version 2 can go up to 220 hours without being charged. The original 96 had a few switch options that could be purchased. You could purchase a keyboard with the typical red, blue or brown Gateron low profile switches, and these can be found in most low profile mechanical keyboards. You also had the option to purchase some of NuPhy's own switches with the first keyboard, and these options included the Aloe switches, the Daisy switches and the Wisteria switches. The Aloe and Daisy switches were linear options and the Wisteria switches were a tactile option. The Air 96 version 2 on the other hand offers all the exact same switch options, except there are 2 new switches which are made by NuPhy. You now have the Moss option, which is another tactile switch, which requires more operating force than the Wisteria option. And there's also another Cowberry option, which is again another linear switch. On my own Air 96 version 2, I have the Wisteria switches and I really like them. Now, one of the big upgrades that comes with the newest version of the Air 96 is the fact that the customization software has been changed. The Air 96 no longer uses the NuPhy console to customize the keyboard and has instead updated it to ensure that it's a QMK VIA enabled keyboard. This gives you a lot of customization options and also enables you to customize the keyboard no matter what operating system you're using. QMK VIA enabled keyboards can be used with Windows, Mac OS and Linux. This is the first NuPhy keyboard I've bought, as I've previously been using predominantly Keychron keyboards. However, after using this for a couple of weeks, it's clear that this is one of the better low profile keyboards out there, and it should be for a price of $139.95. The keyboard connects to my MacBook without issue, and I've yet to charge the battery since I've bought it. NuPhy have made some decent updates to the second version, and I particularly like the QMK VIA customization. I'm definitely happy that I've bought it, and I have no plans of returning it. It'll probably become the main keyboard that I use with my desk setup. If you have enjoyed this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video.